I want to play this one. I'm going to share the screen. This is a conversation on ESPN between Rex Ryan and Dan Orlovsky, and this was on Get Up in the Morning with Greeny. And here's Rex, and they're talking. He's talking here about the Patriots, and then he makes a point, or Orlovsky makes a point, and he jumps his shit. Listen to this.
For years, this team stinks. They'll never win again. All right, because I'm telling you, they had their run with Brady. When they let him go, I told you they would never win again. They're not going to.
If Mac Jones was in San Francisco, he would be playing like Brock Purdy.
I actually agree.
Oh, God, no.
Yes, dude.
No, there's no chance. He'd be better than he is. But if you think he's going to play like Brock Purdy,
Rex.
you haven't paid attention to Brock Purdy.
Rex.
That is a slap in his face.
No, it's not.
He's not just a system quarterback.
Did we pay
that guy's
attention?
playing like Joe Montana, not Joe Montana, like this guy's playing. Stop, Dano, stop.
Did we pay attention to Mac Jones' rookie year? So that never happened?
No, I did. And I even called him a pea shooter then.
He did.
No quarterback is going to be successful in New England.
I agree with that part.
No quarterback this year.
Absolutely.
All right, well, we can stop it right there. But, I mean, that little sequence, became, George Kittle went on the radio today, and he commented on that and said that, Purdy is a lethal killer in the huddle, and said it was a slap in his face, and it's disrespecting Brock Purdy. And it's like Orlovsky, I'm not anti-Orlovsky. I kind of like Orlovsky, to be honest. I mean, I know he ran out of the back of the end zone. He wasn't much of a quarterback in the NFL, but screw that. Who cares? He's a really good commentator. I mean, Trent Dilfer, actually won a Super Bowl, but Trent Dilfer was not hardly great, and he comments on the NFL. He was the weakness on that Ravens team, and he can still comment. So it's like, it's not necessarily how you play the game, whether you have credibility as a commentator, I think. But when he calls Mac Jones, you put him in San Francisco, he's Brock Purdy. That's just another. I agree with Rex. That is a slap in the face to Brock Purdy. It makes it seem like, any quarterback at all with these weapons and this system can make it happen, and it's just it's crap. It's total crap. It's disrespect. It really is. It's blatant disrespect for Brock Purdy. And then we got one more here I want to show you. This is Irvin. This is Michael Irvin. And Irvin is on the Undisputed. And he basically, let me back up here and share the screen on this one. This is Irvin saying basically that he's also a Brock Purdy fan, that he believes in him over Herbert. Here's the playmaker, Michael Irvin.
Justin Herbert has done great. I love him. He's a physical freak and a talent.
It's a little low.
I ain't taking him over Brock Purdy. It's the dispensing thereof. Now, we think somebody can run and somebody can jump. We say, wow, he's great. Brock Purdy just does, all he does is do the right thing and find the answers. And yeah, it doesn't look like a Barry Sanders run or a Peyton Manning or Aaron Rodgers great throw, but it is perfection. It is perfection that you cannot stop. I don't think a team in the NFL can beat them right now. No, I don't. Justin.
There you go. A little bit of the playmaker, Michael Irvin. So I mean, it's like we can't ever seem like we can get to this point where people are just like, hey, you know what, the guy's pretty damn good, and give him his flowers. It's always got to be, this backhanded deal, or it's like, well, Shanahan's awesome, or he's got, look at Debo and Ayuk and Kittle, and at some point you got to just back away and be like, you know what, maybe this guy, forget the draft position for a second, maybe this guy is that good. Maybe Brock Purdy is special. Maybe guys like me who've been touting him haven't been touting him enough. I know there would have been a bunch of people in line saying, Krug, you're out over your skis about Brock Purdy if he had played even just good ball. The fact that he's played spectacular MVP ball is the only reason I'm not getting people in my face going, you. Nobody can say S right now because the guy's doing it.
Yeah, he's absolutely doing it. And if you watch and that's the thing, you got people like Dan Orlovsky sitting there saying, "Oh, Mac Jones." No, because if they wanted Mac Jones, they could have got him, Larry. That's why Kyle knows Mac Jones wouldn't have been able to do the things that Brock Purdy could do. And that's, again, another reason why they got rid of Trey, because he couldn't do the things that Brock Purdy could do. Kyle trusts Brock Purdy, and they're opening up the offense. Every week, new wrinkles come out. Like, yes, he can throw the little short passes. He can do the quick release. Like, he could do all those things. But now you're seeing more deep passes, more layered passes, more passes in tight windows. The Deebo Samuel pass this weekend was crazy over the middle. And then right before that, there was the Brandon Ayuk play, which got called back. 2 plays later, they run another tight window, crazy play to Deebo, and they get the first down. It's like, wow, this guy is just amazing. You see that first touchdown where he scrambles to the right. The anticipation is unreal. The fact that he throws the ball, and it's right 3 seconds before Kittle even breaks to that side. And he knew Kittle was going to be right there. Like, he knows the plays in his head. Kittle called him a robot. Like, if you watch it, you can just see it. He's executing the offense like a robot. And Rex Ryan's right. It's not just the system, because he's executing these plays that Kyle has been trying to get for years. How many quarterbacks has he went through? And he finally found his guy. I think people can't get over the fact that he was the last pick in the draft. And they have to say, well, why was he the last pick? There has to be a reason. There has to be a reason. Maybe people just missed him and missed on the talent evaluation. Sometimes it happens. Tom Brady, I don't want to say he's Tom Brady, but they missed on Tom Brady, and look what happened to him. He became this great, probably the greatest quarterback. And Brock Purdy's trajectory right now, it's looking pretty damn good. Every week he does something that we're like, oh my God, 300 yards. Oh my God, 20 for 21. Oh my God, he throws 4 touchdowns, his career high. Like, every week he does something, and we're just like, wow, wow, wow. He's the guy. Kyle knows it, and he's going to be laughing all the way to the Super Bowl with Brock Purdy as his quarterback. And people are just going to have to get over the fact that he was the last pick in the draft and deal with it. I think you're right. There are some people that are starting to be like, okay, I think he really is the guy. There's still a few people that don't want to believe because they were so hard on their takes that they're like, no, I got to be right. I got to be right. Nick Wright's one of them, and a couple other guys. Like, there's so much pushback that if he has a good game, there's always an excuse for them. But you know what it is? It's the 49ers, and over the last decade or even longer, quarterback has always been the biggest, question mark, the biggest topic, and people want to keep pushing this quarterback nonsense with the 49ers. They can't get over the fact that, guess what, the 49ers finally have a franchise quarterback, Larry, and it is absolutely amazing to me.
Frank in the chat, it's the system he's playing in. You're all fools, or you guys are delusional. It's like, Frank, I can't, brother, I can't help you. I really can't help you. I mean, if you really believe it's the system, I'll say this, Patrick Mahomes has Andy Reid, and Travis Kelce, and before that he had Tyreek Hill, and he's got Isaiah Pacheco. Jalen Hurts has got Sirianni, pretty good offensive coach. He's got Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, A.J. Brown. I mean, Miami, Tua Tagovailoa. He's got Mike McDaniel. He's got Jalen Waddle. He's got Tyreek Hill. They just picked up Chase Claypool. They've got A-Chain. I mean, they got weapons. It's like, everybody's got weapons. But the way that this guy's playing is on a totally different level. If you can't see that, I gotta wonder what you're watching. Let me also share on this one, because this is another one. This is Kyle. I asked him this after the game. Here's what he had to say when I asked him about Purdy after the game Sunday night. Kyle Shanahan, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle, considering the opponent, where do you rank this as far as Purdy's performances thus far?
I mean, he was really good. Everybody was pretty good. But thought he missed one throw throughout the day, from what it seemed like. Just a little behind BA in the first quarter on one, and everything else seemed pretty flawless. He did a great job versus real good pass rush, some tight coverages. Guys gave him some time, and also the guys made a lot of plays too. There you go. So, I mean, and I've asked Kyle. I asked him last week. I said, is this guy a product of your system? And Kyle has great confidence in his system. And he said, no, come on. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to say this guy's a product of my system. He's done it on the road. He's done it at home. He's done it with guys hurt. He's done it in the playoffs. He's done it last year. He did it this year. The biggest idiotic comment were the people this summer saying that there was no way he could get any better. I mean, what the hell was that based on? What 23-year-old hardworking quarterback doesn't get better in year 2 than he was in year 1? I mean, that was just like
I badly want Trey Lance to be the quarterback. I'm just going to say anything at all that somehow produces that result. And so I'm just going to go on and say that, you know what? Brock's topped out. He's not going to get any better. The league's going to catch up to him. I mean, I asked Brock in May, Raj. I said, Brock, where are you now compared to where you were at last May? And he's like, it's night and day difference. He's like, last year I couldn't even remember the plays. I could barely remember what play we were in and be able to properly spit out the verbiage in the huddle. Now I've got the whole playbook committed to memory. I know nuances. I know my receivers. I know their tendencies. I know how they get in and out of their breaks. I know all the intricacies of this offense. Look at Matt Ryan year one in Kyle's system compared to year two. Year two, he won the MVP.
Exactly.
And so it's like there was no doubt in my mind that Brock was going to be better as long as he wasn't physically diminished by the elbow injury. And once he came out and kind of showed that he wasn't diminished physically, then it was just like, okay, no doubt he's going to get better. People push back on that. Amazing. Really, it's an amazing story. And for all of my glossing and glowing commentary about Purdy, at the end of the day, I probably undersold it. I mean, this guy's now an MVP candidate. And I forget who it was that said it today, but somebody said if Patrick Mahomes were Brock Purdy, they had the exact same numbers, they'd be saying MVP favorite. MVP favorite. But because it's Brock Purdy, it's like, no, you know what, Mr. Irrelevant. Everybody's waiting for like this all of a sudden the clock's gonna strike midnight and the guy's gonna turn into a pumpkin. He's gonna throw 5 picks and lose all these games. I just watched the JT O'Sullivan quarterback school. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I love his stuff. Yeah, I didn't see this week's, but I know he broke
Watch
down.
this. I mean, he goes into how he throws with anticipation.
Yeah.
And Brock Purdy's making these throws against Dallas the other night before Brandon Ayuk is even out of his break, before George Kittle has even done his fake to the corner on the touchdown. He's already releasing the ball. If Brock can continue to throw with accuracy and touch and timing to spots that he knows his receivers are going to be in, and they're in those spots, he's unstoppable.
And
There's no stopping this guy.
Absolutely, Larry. And that's the thing. And that's what I was saying is like this guy, he understands the playbook even more. Kittle said the same thing. He goes, this playbook is crazy, like 230 plays, whatever the case is. And the fact that Brock like knows those plays and he's committed it, it's slowing down. He knows like, okay, he's over here. Oh, he's going to be here. He's going to cut here. Like it's just getting easier for him. Last year, he was just trying to figure out how to be a quarterback in the NFL. Now the game's slowing down and you can see it. He is definitely just anticipating, like you said, where these receivers are going to be. It's crazy to see it. Like, I'm like, oh my God, how did he make this pass? Like, I say that on a weekly basis several times during the game. Like, wow, what a throw. Wow, what a throw. And again, because Kyle trusts him so much, you can see him. He's taking deep shots now. Him and Brandon Ayuk, the connection is crazy. And that connection's only going to get better. We saw him have a really good connection last year with Kittle. And now he's evolving with everybody else on this offense. And it's just going to get better. They're scoring 30 points a game with ease. Dropped 40 points on, Dallas. Like, this team might be scoring 40 points on a regular basis as Brock Purdy gets better. It's scary, Larry. And again, people just want to doubt him. They're waiting for him to fail. And that Dallas game, everybody was saying, well, Brock's not going to have a good game. And now he did. They're like, okay, well, there's going to be a game where he makes a mistake. He hasn't thrown an interception. It's crazy. Like, it's very rare for him to make a mistake. Like, he had a few bad passes, but luckily, defense couldn't capitalize and here and there. But this man, he just keeps going, and he's just so smart. He's so poised. I love to see it. And again, it's just refreshing knowing that Kyle trusts this guy, the offense trusts him, and he's just so poised.